Harris Rubenstein here for Chat Sports, bringing you guys an update on the Anthony Davis trade rumors. Apparently, the Pelicans still won't return the Lakers' calls, according to Ramona Shelburne. Trade talks have been, quote, very one-sided, with the Lakers offering deals and the Pelicans not responding or giving them a counter offer. Now, a trade deadline deal still remains very unlikely for Anthony Davis, but the real problem is that the Lakers are now accusing the Pelicans of a form of tampering, where the Pelicans released the names of the players the Lakers were offering for Anthony Davis in a quest, I suppose, to sabotage the Lakers locker room and to cause a almost form of mutiny inside of the Lakers locker room. So whether or not that's actually true, clearly the Pelicans were trying to cause some sort of trouble in a way to get a form of revenge back for what they believe to be tampering between Clutch Sports, Anthony Davis, and the Los Angeles Lakers. So whether or not the Pelicans are in the wrong here remains to be seen, but this was bound to happen eventually, right? With trade talks being so public nowadays, it was bound to get out and it was bound to cause a form of mutiny eventually. Just kind of unfortunate it happened to the young guys on the Lakers. Let's now switch gears and talk about the Celtics in terms of Anthony Davis. Apparently the Pelicans think that Boston will trade them the house for AD this summer. Now, Boston hasn't made an official offer, but sides have discussed terms and have named specific players that could go back and forth in an Anthony Davis trade. Now, what the Celtics have made very clear through the media is that they have not made an official offer, which has not tied them to a specific promise to trade the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. Basically, the Celtics have said to the Pelicans they would move Anthony Davis, but that doesn't mean they're actually going to trade them Jason Tatum for Anthony Davis. So keep an eye out on this story. Anthony Davis has said multiple times now that he doesn't want to re-sign with the Celtics. So whether or not Boston makes an offer for Anthony Davis remains to be seen. But they're definitely quaking in their boots that they'll have a chance this summer. What about the Lakers' backup option if they don't get Anthony Davis? How about Klay Thompson? The Lakers do plan on offering close to a max deal for Klay Thompson, though they plan to offer him a little bit under the max just for money reasons. Now, the problem with this is the Warriors know what the Lakers' plan is for Klay Thompson, and they plan right now to offer him the full max, which we know that Klay Thompson wants. And look, I know it's been a pipe dream for everyone that isn't a Warriors fan for Klay Thompson to leave and go sign with another team. Seems that the Lakers would be the top target for him, but it doesn't seem very realistic right now. As of right now, if you're looking for a prediction, the prediction is Klay Thompson stays with the Warriors, signs a full max deal. All this Lakers stuff, it's just a way to get more money out of the Warriors. It's just posturing. He's not actually going to LA. He'll end up staying in Golden State. But you guys should go subscribe to our new Lakers channel. News, rumors, free agency. We'll have draft stuff as well. Go subscribe now. chatsports.com/Lakers. Go subscribe to the #1 Lakers YouTube channel. Anywhere out there on the interwebs, we'll have the best content that you guys will need as you get ready for free agency this summer. Let's talk about some guys away from the Lakers. Let's start with Nikola Mirotic. According to reports, Nikola Mirotic and Julius Randle have been shopped around the NBA. Pelicans are looking to trade both for separate first-round picks. Both should find a home today, most likely. However, at this time, Nikola Mirotic is most likely to find a new home, whereas Julius Randle is expected to stay with the Pelicans. But if a good enough offer comes in, the Pelicans would move off of Julius Randle. Do expect right now that just Mirotic gets moved today. You guys are watching NBA Now here live on Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harris Rubenstein. Go follow me on Twitter at Sportstein for all of the trade deadline news and updates that you guys will need. Also, make sure to tune in here live on Chat Sports at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for our live trade deadline show. We'll be going all the way through the trade deadline and a little bit afterwards as well to cover everything going on with the NBA trade deadline. Again, tune into the YouTube page here live at 1 p.m. Eastern Time or at 12 p.m. Central for those of you who live down here in Texas like the rest of us. Let's talk about Mike Conley. A little bit of an update for you guys. The Jazz offered Ricky Rubio, Derek Favors, and a first-round pick for Mike Conley, but the Grizzlies turned down the offer. So things have kind of switched over in the Mike Conley trade talks. We've gone from it being very likely that Mike Conley is going to end up getting moved, and instead, sources now think that Conley will not end up getting traded, at least today. They think that it's more likely that he will end up getting moved over the summer, and the Grizzlies will move on from Marc Gasol today. So let me know in the comments section below, will Mike Conley get traded today at the deadline? Give me a Y for yes, give me an N for no. I say yes. I think this is simply posturing and that the Grizzlies are going to get a trade done for Mike Conley. There's just no reason at all for them to keep him. Why? They do not have a first-round pick unless the draft pick falls within the top 6 of the NBA draft. If they trade Mike Conley and Marc Gasol, that's going to be a top 6 pick. And we know that they want to use that first-round pick on a player to pair with Jaren Jackson Jr. So keep an eye out for what happens with the Grizzlies today. Mike Conley might not be on his way out, but Marc Gasol is for sure going to get traded at some point today. Charlotte made an offer for Marc Gasol. It is almost a certainty that he gets moved at this point. Multiple teams will be in the hunt at the deadline, including, for whatever reason, the Washington Wizards. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Washington Wizards have inquired about both Marc Gasol and Mike Conley. Why? I have no idea, but that's the report right now. So keep an eye on what could happen with Marc Gasol today. There are a couple different teams that are expected to be in the mix. The Kings were expected to be in the mix before their trade last night for Harrison Barnes. So keep an eye out with Marc Gasol today. He will surely be on the move. If you guys want to make some money on the NBA this year, there's only one place to do it, and that's with our sportsbook partner, BetDSI. Head to chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code NBA120 for a 120% deposit bonus. Again, it's so easy to make money with BetDSI. I made over $350 this year, specifically betting on the NFL and also my long-term prop bets with the NBA. So go put some money down on a couple title favorites today. You will not regret it. Let's talk about the Toronto Raptors. Apparently, they're being one of the most aggressive teams at this year's deadline, clearly looking for shooting to surround Kawhi Leonard with, also give him a reason to end up staying. But with the Sixers trading for Tobias Harris, the Raptors definitely need to make a move. Now, Jonas Valanciunas has been tossed around a couple different trade talks, as had Kyle Lowry. There was a report last night that the Raptors were looking to trade Kyle Lowry for Mike Conley. I'm being told now that that is not going to happen and the Kyle Lowry-Mike Conley trade will not happen today. Now, Kyle Lowry could end up still getting moved. We know that the Raptors are in the market for a high-flying guard who can help their scoring, but as of right now, there is no trade in the works that we know of. Let's talk about Enes KANTER with the New York Knicks. They have not found a trade partner yet, and it seems that KANTER is going to end up getting bought out by the Knicks. Be a great pickup for just about any team if he was bought out. I'd love to see him on the Kings. I think the Lakers would be a good landing spot for him as well. Maybe the Warriors would be a fun kind of rotation as well between him and Boogie. I would like to see Enes KANTER end up on a legitimate NBA Finals contender. I think he'd bring a lot to any team for a playoff run. Let me know in the comments section below who will be the biggest name player dealt at this year's deadline. Could be Mike Conley, could be Anthony Davis. Let me know if you guys think a star player is going to get moved today. Before we leave you guys, let's go through a couple of the trades that we had yesterday. A lot of Woj bombs were dropping all over the place. First trade that happened yesterday was the outrageously terrible Otto Porter trade, with the Wizards trading him to the Bulls for the likes of Bobby Portis and Jabari Parker. I'm not really sure why they made this trade, but you guys will hear me rant. Come back at 1 p.m. Eastern time for my official rant on the Wizards. Let's talk about the Suns trade for Ryan Anderson, or at least trading away Ryan Anderson. Heat got Anderson and gave away Tyler Johnson and Wayne Ellington. This trade was more about getting Wayne Ellington traded to a team that could end up getting flipped to a contender, maybe bought out as well. The Miami Heat get Ryan Anderson for a reason I'm not really sure. This is kind of a weird trade salary-wise all around. So more for Wayne Ellington and trying to get him to a contender. The Heat were not able to trade him to another team with how bad their cap looks right now. Another trade with the Wizards. They traded away Markieff Morris to the Pelicans of all teams for Wesley Johnson. This trade's a big head scratcher. I know that the Wizards are trying to dump money. That's fine and all. Not really sure why the Pelicans are picking up Markieff Morris unless they plan on flipping him as well. If that's the idea, good for the Pelicans. If not, what are you doing, Dell Demps? Why are you picking up money? I don't understand it. Doesn't make any sense to me. Let's talk about the Harrison Barnes trade, which is probably the best trade that we had for any two teams yesterday. The Kings get Harrison Barnes, and they plan on bringing him back next year as well, whereas the Mavs get a nice young player in Justin Jackson, along with a good vet in Zach Randolph, who, by the way, they are expected to buy out. So the Mavs shed some money for this summer while getting a nice young player in Justin Jackson. The Kings get the wing score that they desperately need. Another trade involving the Kings yesterday. The Kings were able to acquire Alec Burks from the Cavs. Bunch of player movement here. So they traded Iman Shumpert to the Rockets. The Cavs got Brandon Knight, Marquise Chris, and a first-round pick from the Houston Rockets. And the Rockets got back Wayne Baldwin and Nick Stauskas. So a couple nice shooting options for the Rockets, a good young wing player for the Kings, and a couple nice players along with a first-round pick for the Cavs. Good three-team trade, good value for all teams around, and that's what we had yesterday in terms of trades. I'm sure we will get more chaos today. Remember to come back at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for our live trade deadline show. We'll see you guys then.